YouTube. What's going on? It's Batman Jared, Relentless _ lifting. Today's another good day. It is lunchtime, man. And we know what we do when we do have our lunchtime. We go ahead and get this lifted. It is Big Chest Monday, and it's going to consist of chest, some triceps, and some shoulder work and whatnot. Yeah, we're going to see how the lift is going to go today, and once we get to the gym, we're going to go ahead and start doing what we do. Okay, so before I start to get into my first working top set, I just want to quickly just talk about just like what my not only overall goal, but just like everything in general, or like what's the plan for the channel, and that see what the future's gonna hold. But first off, before I hit this first working set, I am coming off a deload week, and for those that may not know what a deload week is, basically it I call it two different styles of deloads. You have the first style is that you could do your lower reps, but have your same working set. Like for example, like I have 135 on the bar right now, and I could do it for 8 reps. But depending on how my body feels for a deload week, I can do 135 for a lower amount of reps, preferably within the 3 to 6 rep range. And with the other way of deloading is when you lower the weight, preferably 10, 15 pounds, and do higher reps, but preferably within the 8 to 10 rep range. Now, what this does, it helps not overstress your muscles, because if you're consistently lifting, let's say 3 to 4 or 5 weeks at a time without doing some type of light lifting, you're gonna get not only fatigued, but your body's just gonna get overwhelmed and whatnot. So that's the reason why you have to deload in order to build the muscle that you're trying to grow and whatnot. But I know everybody's different on how they grow their muscles and stuff, but that works for me personally, doing it 2 different ways. And depending on like how my body feels, there are some days where I do my working top set and just do low reps, or do it or go for a higher rep range with lower weight. And sometimes, there may be a week where I do all that the same week, still do my same top set weight and lower reps, or less weight, higher reps. But it all depends on what the body is feeling, like I said. But I ain't gonna do too much talking. Let's go ahead and get into our first working set. We are gonna do 3 sets of 8 with 135 now. Whew. That wasn't too bad. It felt pretty good. Not only felt pretty good, but like it felt a tad bit heavier what I'm used to, but that's to be expected though, because we are coming up from the week. But overall, like, I feel good, but I could do it for good 2 more working sets and whatnot. But yeah, 2 more. Not one bar, not one bar. That, that felt pretty good. Now, with the key of benching and whatnot is that make sure you get a good arch in your back and make sure that it's arched up to where stabilize everything. Make sure that everything's tight. Make sure your elbows are nice and tucked in good enough. And also another thing is make sure you keep your feet planted. Make sure that they don't leave the ground, and when you come down slowly, depends on like if you do a pause or you like tap and stuff. Make sure you drive with your feet so that you can be able to not only push it back up, but like it'll help you like get that drive and momentum that you need to get the weight back up. That was the way I personally taught. I'm a coach and whatnot, but yeah, we wanna get one more and do one more chest exercise. We'll probably do some flies or on the machine chest fly, or probably do some paperwork. We'll see. I'll have my mind made up by then. But yeah, one more. There we go. Okay, so as I was finishing my last set on the barbell bench press, I told myself that I was going to do the machine, but as I finished my last set, I immediately looked at this machine, the free weighted chest press, and I said, well, mine made up. We're going to hit this chest press, and actually, this is actually one of my favorite machines that we have here anyway, and whatnot. But ideally, when it comes to lifting and stuff, whether you're a newbie or already a gym goer and stuff, the weight that you always do is always to be respected, regarding on what weight you're using, because like I can do a 60-70 pound weight and whatnot. Let's say 60-70 pound weight on a incline bench or a flat bench, and if I hit it where I feel something, or hurt myself, it can cause some serious damage. But this is going to be my last chest exercise and whatnot. But me personally, on how I feel about when people work out and stuff, this is just for me, like, not only for me training back at home, but like training up here also. As I see people like just overly doing the same exercise or a different variation of the same exercise, because like ideally, at most, like if you're doing like the same exercise, you can do like maybe 2 or 3 of the same different exercise of doing like the same body part from different machines or cable or anything. But like I know for me personally, I could do one or two different exercises of the same thing. Like for example, chest. Like it don't take much for me to get a pump at all from any exercise that I do. Because like most I do is one or two different exercises of the same thing. Then after that I move on. But I mean, it all depends on what your body can do and it's capable of, and how your genetics work. But I know for me, like I can get like if I was to do a one exercise for each body part and get a good pump, I'm checked and I'm like good. But I always like to do one more exercise just to get the max capability of getting that pump and get the blood flowing throughout the body so that I can connect with my CNS and have that muscle memory of the coming future. But yeah, I just feel like some people just be overdoing it, especially with newbies. Like I've seen newbies do like 4 or 5 of the same exercise, and then by the time they get to like the next exercise of like of a different body part, like let's say for example, do 4 or 5 different exercise variations of your chest, and then you come and do like triceps and shoulders, you're gonna get gassed out because after putting all that energy into the same exercise, you're not gonna perform as well and whatnot. But that's just my personal take on it, on how, like just me observing people, not only back at home or here, but that's just like personally how I feel. We're gonna do 3 sets of 10 to 12 on this, on the free weight, and then after that, I think we're gonna be good on the chest. I think we're gonna hit some tricep work, and I actually do have something to say on the triceps when we get to that. But yeah, let's go ahead and hit these 3 sets of 10 to 12 on the chest. Oh yeah. Alright, that's good. 2 more, and then we'll talk about the chest. I mean the triceps. Now with chest, about the same thing with triceps. Triceps, I feel like it's a very simple exercise or whatnot. But the key is that you gotta make sure that showing the nice and tight, to use your arm, not your shoulder. Because like you don't want to be like doing this and all of that stuff. You want to try to use the lower part of your arm to get that a good isolation and whatnot. And with the triceps, not only is like one of my favorites, but it helps with your bench press and any other type of movement. But I see like same thing with bench press. Like I've seen so many different people do 4, 5 different tricep variations of the same thing, and they get gassed. And I be telling them like yo, like this, like you can do like maybe 1 to 2 different variations of triceps, but ideally, like good 1 variation of it, and do it for like maybe 3 or 4 sets of 12 to 15 or 8 to 15 reps, and you're good and whatnot. But like triceps is not a super sophisticated muscle to grow. But I mean, everybody's different on like how not take your information, but just watch. I guess they try to they watch other people do it, and they try to copy on trying to do the movement. But the way I see it is like don't try to copy other people's movement how they do it, because the way they do it is obviously way different than the way that they do yoga. So just do what best suits you and whatnot, and I think you'll be way better off fine. But that being said, when hitting these triceps, I like to use the rope. I feel like I can use a straight bar, but I feel like I don't feel my triceps working as much with a straight bar compared to a rope. So I just been using the rope as long as I can remember, even when I started. But yeah, let's get this 3 sets. We'll do 12 to 15 and whatnot. Yeah, y'all probably see it, but yes, I can rep out almost near half a stack. But yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, 2 more, and we're good. Yeah. Okay. Press up the triceps. Now to the last piece of the body. Now, I have been asked why I separate 2 different shoulders. And the reason why I do it is because technically, the chest movement, like the front delt, is already technically activated when you're doing that chest movement. So like, if you're doing 1 or 2 chest movements, if you get that front delt activation, I feel like you don't really need to do a separate front delt exercise. I mean, you could if you want to, I mean, it's up to you. So like, me personally, I don't do a separate front delt exercise because I can get a good pump with my chest and front delt already activated. Same thing when it comes to my side delts. Like, yes, I do a separate movement. I mean, not separate movement. I include my side delt with my chest, tricep, and shoulder day, because it's technically already part of my workout. And I even asked on why I separate my rear delt, is because the rear delt is in though like the shoulder muscle and whatnot, but like the rear delt is already part of the back. And like I feel like, you know, if you isolate that already, I don't do a reverse chassis line or bend over burrows, or like you need to learn so many different exercises of the same muscle or do a separate split there, the isolated. You could if you want to. I mean, it depends how long you want to be in the gym for. But I mean, I customize my personal workout split based on what I felt was most engaging to me from when I did my workouts and whatnot. And I just felt that the bench is very, very good with my front delt activation. I get a good workout from that one. But with that being said, I mean, let's go ahead and hit these side belts. We'll do these steps 12. And we'll get to it. Okay, so I know that not trying to hear me too well, but I am going to invest in one of those mic, like one of those mic clip-on stuff. I am going to invest in that pretty soon. But I mean, I am talking with my AirPods in my ears and whatnot, but I am talking as loud as I can, but also like being respectful at the same time with other people around me too. So I'm sorry that y'all can't really hear me too well as much, but we are going to invest in a good mic on that. But that being said, let's get into the second working set. Second working set. I'm gonna do one more, and then I think we'll do a little posing, and then do some cardio work. And I ain't gonna bore y'all with the cardio for that, because my cardio is actually very, very simple. I just do either treadmill or stairmaster, depends on how I feel. But yeah, let's start the second set. This is our problem. We're working a lot of different places these motherfuckers need to be. But along this way, it's hard work, use the platform that they created to do what we love and, you know, have our companies that make money and create something that will go down. You've done some pretty wild shit, but I don't think you've done this. What we do is direct hit. See what I mean? So that was never the ability, that was never created. It wouldn't be people's life. Oh, God. One more, and then do some pose. Okay. Now, as we conclude this workout, there's one thing I want to express so much that is extremely, extremely vital. And it is stretching before and after your workouts. I cannot explain on how many times I've seen so many people not warm up before their workout and cool down after their workout. Like, we have people out here that literally, like, go straight into their workout. Even like professionals sometimes, like certain professionals, they go straight into their workout without even warming up, just because they say, oh, it's time consuming. Yeah, it's time consuming, but it's very beneficial, because if you just go straight into some heavy working sets and you snap something, like snap your pec, pull your pec muscle, or dislocate something, that's a real serious injury that takes months to a year to recover from. So I'm like, why would you not incorporate stretching your muscles and warming up before you do work sets? And that's like the same thing I tell like some people here at this here that it's very vital that you stretch and whatnot. But then you can't tell people nothing. I can only advise. But yeah, let's see what the body is looking like. that I was like okay and whatnot. Not as an insecure thing or anything, but just like in general. But like I just felt that over time I didn't want to have to walk around with a certain amount of belly fat on my stomach. So that's one of the reasons why I incorporated cardio as my workouts and whatnot. And within that time, I've lost, let's see, before I incorporated cardio, I was about 220, 25, around there. And ever since I've incorporated cardio, and still also real muscle too, like I'm down to 196 right now, with still having to build my muscle because I can lose weight drastically fast and rather than trying to gain. Like I don't know why, but like, everybody's different on their metabolism and their body, but like I lose weight faster than I gain anybody or whatnot. But yeah, that concludes the workout. Tomorrow I'm gonna hit a back and dunk, and we're gonna talk about the methods of those tomorrow. But as my as my break is actually over now, I'm gonna go ahead and eat something real quick and then get back to work, and I'll catch up with you all later, and we'll just talk some more, and we'll just talk about basically like what my dieting is like, and like what my calorie deficit, not calorie deficit, what my calorie intake is, and talk about how I cut, how I lean bulk, and how I regular bulk and whatnot. So yeah. Okay, I just got off of work and whatnot. I am about to end my day with just by mentioning about what my nutrition, my diet looks like and stuff. And basically my diet is pretty simple. It's not super strict or anything. My diet consists of a lot of mostly baked foods and plant-based foods and vegetables. I eat a lot of baked chicken, baked fish, salmon and whatnot, and I do incorporate a cheat meal, but that's only once a month, and that's normally around like the dinner time area and whatnot. So whatever I'm like craving and stuff on that cheat meal night for dinner, that's what I normally get. And my calories is just under 3,000. That's just to maintain my body weight. But if I was to like lean bulk, it would be around 31 and some change. And then if I was to actually like regular bulk, it would be about 31, like 3,160 something to almost 3,200 calories. But right now I'm actually on a lean bulk diet, so I'm doing 3,100 calories as of right now, with everything that's incorporated in my workouts and stuff. So I still got a good amount of muscle mass and everything. So only thing I'm pretty much losing right now is the belly fat right now that I showed y'all earlier. But normally, like when I'm doing competition, like my powerlifting competitions, that's only twice a year. I got one in the fall just before Christmas, and then I have another, and then there's another one in the spring. And so normally I bulk up during the fall for the fall one, and then cut for the spring one. So I'm gonna start bulking around. I'm gonna start bulking around, like I want to say like the first week of September, and then just before or after the meet I'm gonna start my cut after that. So within that 3-month period of me bulking, like I was telling y'all earlier, it's like very hard for me to gain weight. And so I think well last time I bulked up for my winter one, I only gained like 5-6 pounds which is crazy because like you see other people bulking and they gain like maybe 15, 30 pounds, but they still know they're more muscular with the mass that they have in their muscles and whatnot. But I think for this fall one, I'm gonna probably try a double bulk and see how that goes. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I mean, I felt pretty good when I did my fall one last year, when I did bulked up on that one. So it all depends. I'll have my mind made up by September. But yeah, that's normally what my diet and my nutrition is like. But until then, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And remember, not only stay relentless, but just keep a smile on your face and do what makes you happy. Until then, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.